I, Jhalak Patel from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Welcomes you to the section of electromagnetic theory. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 3, that is time-varying field and Maxwell's equation, with topic time-varying fields Maxwell's equation. So let's start the session. As we have discussed about the Maxwell's equation for the study field in the last session, that there are total 5 Maxwell's equation. First one is Faraday's law, then the Ampere's second law, Gauss law for electric field, Gauss law for magnetic field, and the last is continuity equation of current. So let's see each one for the time varying field. Now for the time varying field means the function whatever the flux density that is changing with respect to time. So here first we see about the modification to the continuity equation of current, that is our first Maxwell's equation. So according to that we can say that there is a conservation of charge is possible, means charge cannot be created or destroyed. If charge appears from the disappears from one place, then it must be reappears on the other place. So we can say that the total rate of change in current is given by I is equal to minus dq by dt. Now also the charge is expressed in terms of rho v, because according to the standard charge configuration, charge can be written like q is equal to integration rho L dl, or q is equal to integration rho s ds, or maybe q is equal to integration over volume rho v dt. So this rho L, rho s and rho v is nothing but our line charge density, surface charge density and volume charge density. So here this I is equal to minus d by dt of q. In place of q we can easily write q is equal to volume integration rho v dv according to the standard charge configuration for volume distribution. Okay. So according to it we can say that I is equal to minus dq by dt. This minus d by dt is as it is. So q can be written like volume integration rho v dv. Now this current I is also written in form of current density that we have already discussed in the last lecture, that I is equal to surface integration JDS. Okay, and this JDS is also compared with this equation. If you see this equation, then I is equal to minus d by dt over volume rho v dv. So we can compare these two equations like this. Okay, so we can easily say that the surface integration of JDS is equal to the minus volume integration rho v dot dv. Now if you see this term rho v dot, whenever you put a dot on one vector, then it denotes that it is changing with respect to time one time. Means if I put rho v and one dot over it, rho v dot, if you see this equation, here in this equation rho v dot is written. So this means del rho v by del, means it is changing with respect to time for one time. Okay. If I put 2 dot over rho v, means rho v and above the rho v, that will be 2 dot. Then it becomes del rho v square upon del t square. Means it is 2 times differentiation of that particular vector. If I put 3 dot, then it will be 3 times differentiation. So here in this equation, the one time differentiation is there, so we can also write this in this term, rho v dot. Please note that one time differentiation, then rho v dot will be there. So now modification to the continuity equation of current. Now according to divergence theorem, why we use divergence theorem, that I already discussed in the last session, that whenever we need to convert the surface and volume relationship, we have to use the divergence theorem. So here one term is in a surface term and the volume integration rho v dv is there. That means we have to plot the surface and volume relationship, and surface and volume relationship will be made with divergence theorem. So this surface integration JDS is equal to volume integration of del dot JD. So by comparing this equation number 1 and 2, we can say that volume integration del dot JDV is equal to the minus volume integration rho v dot dv. So this can be written like del dot j equal to minus rho v dot. Okay, if we compare these two equations. So this is a modified equation for continuity equation of current. This is the first equation for Maxwell's equation for time continuity equation of current. Okay, now let's see the second one, that is displacement current. Now this displacement current term is modification of the second Maxwell's equation, that is Ampere's circular law. According to static field, the total line integration of magnetic field intensity is equal to the total charge. So according to that, the point form equation that we have got is del cross H equal to J. Okay. Now we have to make the relationship in time varying field. So if I put the divergence on both sides of this equation, if you see this equation, here del cross H equal to J. If I put the divergence on both the sides, left hand side as well as for the right hand side, then the equation will becomes del dot del cross H is equal to del dot J. I put the divergence on this equation. So now, according to the standard vector identity, divergence of curl for any vector will become 0. You can prove this for any vector. You can take any vector like x ax plus y plus z z, like any vector, and if you do the first find the curl of that vector and then do the divergence, then this will also always be 0. Means that curl of divergence of the curl del cross H is equal to 0. So now our left hand part becomes 0. So that means del dot J equal to 0. But now in the last year continuity equation of current, modification of continuity equation of current, we have seen that del dot G is minus rho v dot. So that means this equation del dot J equal to 0 is incorrect. Okay. So that means in our original equation of point form of Ampere's circular law, there will be some extra term that will be added on the right hand side. Means del cross H equal to J. This is our original equation. But there should be another term on the right hand side, and which makes del dot J equal to minus rho v dot. Let's say that term is G. Here I suppose that this term is G. You can take any of the vector like A, B, C, G. I have taken the G bar as that additional term. Now let's find that whatever we have supposed that this G bar is our extra term, so what vector it denotes. So for that, again here as I said that this unknown term is added, and here now again I have to take the divergence on both the sides as I have done in the previous slide, that del dot del cross H. Now we have done the divergence, so del dot del cross H equal to del dot J plus G. Okay, but again divergence of curl is 0. So divergence of curl is 0 means left hand side is 0. That means 0 equal to del dot J plus del dot G. So del dot J becomes minus del dot G bar. But now if you see this first equation, then according to this first equation del dot J is minus rho v dot. That means our del dot G bar denotes what? Rho v dot. Okay, if you compare this first equation with this, so we can easily find that this del dot J is nothing but our volume charge density that is changing with respect to time. We have already discussed about what is this rho v dot. Rho v dot means one-time differentiation of the particular quantity. So one-time differentiation of volume charge density, that is del by del T of rho v. Okay. So now del dot J equal to minus rho v dot equal to del dot G means that additional term is rho v dot. Now taking differentiation on both the sides, so here del dot D equal to rho v. So del dot D bar dot means according to the Gauss law for the divergence theorem, del dot D equal to rho v, that we all know. Now if you do the differentiation of this equation, then it will becomes like this. Del by del T of del dot D equal to del rho v by del T. Now this del by del T term can be written in terms of dot. So again you have to compare this last equation with this second equation. So obviously you get the del G bar equal to D bar dot. Both the sides del is there. So you can say that G is equal to D bar dot. That means our unknown term that we have supposed So earlier in this theory, that this term, this extra term g bar is nothing but the time differentiation with respect to time differentiation of the quantity d, and d is nothing but the electric flux density. Okay, so now that our extra term is del cross H equal to J plus d bar dot. Okay, so this is point form of the Ampere circuital law in time varying field. In time varying field, one term is added. Please note that this term is time variation of electric flux density. Okay, if you want to write this in terms of integration, then also you can write. But here the total current density J is due to two parts, that is due to conduction and due to displacement. So you can also write them in terms of integration, like here. If you want to make this equation in the integral form, then it will be like surface integration del cross H ds is equal to the surface integration del cross J plus d bar dot ds bar. Here you can also write this equation in terms of the Stokes theorem also, as well as for the line integration you can use the Ampere circuital current density, J conduction plus J displacement. So as I said that the modification to Ampere circuital law can be made. So according to that, integration of HdL equal to I. We have already proved that I is equal to surface integration of JdS, and J is the total of conduction as well as the displacement current term. So it can be written in form of IC is equal to surface integration of conduction current density, and ID is displacement current density. So total current can be written in form of surface integration J of conduction plus J of displacement ds. Okay, so I can be written like surface integration J plus d bar dot ds. Here d bar dot is our electric flux density term. So we can easily make the integration term like this: integration of HdS is equal to surface integration of J plus d bar dot ds. Now in the original equation of this steady field, the HdL can be written like surface integration JdS only, but for the time varying field, one term is added and that term is d bar dot. So we can say that integration of HdL is surface integration J plus d bar dot ds. This is our integral form of Ampere circuital law. The last one that we have seen in the previous slides are del cross H equal to J plus d bar dot. That is our point form for Ampere circuital law in time varying field, and this is our integral form for time varying field Maxwell's equation. Okay. You can also make this in form of surface integration as well, so we can get this last equation in the point form that already we have discussed. So up to this, if you have any doubt or query regarding this session, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you for watching.